Okay, so today this is a very random like content of mine. I've never really done anything to this channel, but it's kind of dry and I want to do something new. And I've been watching Thai BL a lot recently. I mean, I've always been watching it when I was in high school, but I kind of like fell out of touch with it. But then like a few months ago, I got back to it, and now I feel like I got a little bit more experience in the catalog to give y'all a reaction. Listen, so the reason I wanna do this video because I use this particular website for like recommendation, and I've watched like a handful of series before I go to this website to look for more, and there's a lot of opinion that I don't agree with when it comes to this person, this reviewer. And again, no hard feelings. I know that they have their own opinion, I have my own, but I'm just saying that I'm just trying to give an objective. Is opinion objective? I don't know, but like whatever it is, like what I disagree with this person. And so yeah, today's gonna be just a Thai BL drama and series review reaction, like if I agree with their opinion or not. So just want to preface that I did check out some of the list and review because I stumbled upon the sites a couple times, but I have not read everything. I was just skimming through a lot of it. I sometimes just look at my favorite BL and I saw horrendous review from this person, and I kind of like got fixated on that. That's it. I don't really read every single one of them. So today we are going to react. Okay, let's go. So this person gave like sort of like a grade to their favorite BL shows or any BL show that I watch. I'm not gonna review everything because it's gonna be a long ass video, but I'm gonna review some things that pops out. Number one is 2BB. I've never watched that straight up. I'm not really interested. It's just not really in my range of sight. Next, A Boss and a Babe. Watched it. Was it good? No. Was it bad? No. Not memorable. Like, if you are free, you don't have anything to do, just want to watch some wholesome BL, this is the one, but it's nothing special. I would give it a B. Yeah, B minus, whatever. One thing I don't like about this movie is, I agree with on the other hand, I'm bothered by the couple's unprofessional misconduct around the office. True. This motherfucker, this is kind of a spoiler, just so you know. I'm not gonna spoil everything, but in order to discuss this, I have to say something that happened in the drama. So, I know the name is Force and Book, but I don't know their character's name. I forgot. So Force is the CEO, Book is the intern. A lot of time, Force, when they get into a relationship, kind of call Book into his office a lot, and I don't really like that. Like, most of the time, it's just for personal purposes. Like, he just want to hug, he just want to kiss, he wants some personal time with his boyfriend, but like, you're in the middle of work hour. Be professional. I don't like that. But again, cute little BL, won't hurt nobody. 3, Be My Superstar. I agree with this rating because I really am so frustrated at how bad this thing has gone, because this started out so well. Like, if I've watched Don't Say No, which stars both of them as well. I think his name is Leo. I'm not sure, but I think his name is First. One of the guy name is First, the other one I forgot, but I think his name is Leo in Don't Say No. I love both of them, so when I saw Be My Superstar, I was like, oh my god, I had to watch it, right? And it's the first 5 episodes started off really well. Like, I was like, yes, keep it going, I really like where this is going. The character First, he played as a established famous actor in Thailand, and this guy, the one who plays Leo in Don't Say No, I'm sorry, I forgot the name, right? Wait, let me check a little bit. Cast, so I don't butcher. Bun. Oh yeah, his name is Bun in the movie, in the drama. And then this guy, First, Ashi and Bun. Okay, I'm gonna refer them as Ashi and Bun, okay? So Ashi is one of the hot topic, and he's one of the rising actors in Thailand. And Bun is a university student who study film, if I'm not mistaken, and he has to intern in order to graduate, typical university college student stuff, So he sort of interned in Ashi's production company, and he became sort of this assistant for acting set. Yeah, it's so cute, that realm of romance has not really been executed a lot, and I'm so excited that this type of dynamic happened. But then it got really, really bad that it just, everything was, I can't say more, I just say it's just Listen, the cultural appropriation is off the chart. Like, they go to Japan, they spend money to go to Japan, but they clown themselves by dressing as samurai. I'm gonna post a picture. Like, y'all, when I saw this, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, what the f*** is this? Is this some sort of, like, it's not even like a proper samurai movie they're trying to make. They're like trolling. They're like trying to make a parody of like a samurai movie, but in that drama, they was so serious that this is like a samurai movie. But for me, when I look at him, just like, what the f*** are you doing? What is the hairstyle? What is this cultural appropriation? What is this caricature that they think of Japan? Samurai? Seriously? I was like, the fuck? Okay, move on. Be my favorite. I'm not interested in it. I don't really, fantasy is not really my cup of tea in any genre. Like straight, BL, non-straight. I just don't like fantasy in general. Be bed friends. See, this is the one that incentivized me to make this video because I need to express my feeling. I need justice for bed friend immediately. Listen, this person rated bed friend a C-, and when I tell you, when I first saw the rating, I was like, absolutely not. You're not going to rate one of my favorite BL of all time a C-. Especially, I'm gonna show you something. This is a spoiler, not a spoiler on anything, but like, okay, they rated Cutie Pie a B-, and the original Cutie Pie a B. I'm like, are we watching the same series? Like, why are y'all? Listen, okay, I'm gonna go in order of the list. So, okay, this person criticized this drama. Not shying away from physical intimacy, bed friend showcases fun and hilariously campy sex scenes. Agree, their sex scene is so good. Like, they have the best chemistry that I've ever seen in BL when it comes to like steamy scenes, and I don't feel like they're really committed. Like, they're really committed to their role. They're not trying to be like, ew, don't touch me, like stuff like that. They're like, we're f***ing, okay? Let's get on with it. And then the next is, the attractive actors bring saucy seduction into each romantic encounters. Outside of the raunchiness, I'm triggered by the sleazy storylines, excessive trauma, and wild behavior. This tacky series portrays many sensitive topics tastelessly. It exceeds my tolerance for dumb, trashy entertainment and makes me feel icky. Listen, I don't know if this person has been through some traumatic experience. If so, just take this as my opinion, okay? I'm just reacting to your review of this opinion, but I might say, in my opinion, wrong, and wrong. You might be triggered. Like, listen, okay, I'm trying to be sympathetic here. I'm not going against this person. I respect their opinion, okay? Once again, this is my opinion, and why I disagree. Listen, if I want to wear that person's shoe, I might say maybe they're triggered by the trauma that Nu, which is one of the characters. Listen, let me tell you. Okay, this guy's name is or Nu, I forgot. And the guy name is King. Okay, this are the two main characters. Okay, Nu and King. Remember that. So, was like discovered that he was gay since he was young, and his mom, it's a spoiler, his mom remarried a guy, so he got a stepdad since he was like a little kid, and his mom has always known that he's gay. And when his mom married to his stepdad sort of like harass him. I'm not sure if I can say that word, but like SA him and borderline almost grape him, the word R word, yeah. And his mom found out, and his mom accused him of sexually seducing her husband. Like, that is triggering for some people, but I don't think that's raunchiness. I don't think that's tasteless. I don't think that's tacky. I think the problem exists. Like, there's gay or even non-gay person, but this trauma is specifically towards gay people. I think there's gay kids out there who are sexually harassed by their parents, by their dad, their uncles, their stepdad, and they're not being supported. They don't have a support system in their family because of homophobia and all the stuff like that. And because of the harassment, sort of growing up with a trauma. He was scared of the dark. Every time there's lightning or like the sudden darkness or like power outage, he would like have like a panic attack or something, right? And I think that's like such a reasonable trauma response, such a reasonable like PTSD to have. And I don't think it's tacky. I think it's well done. He portrays the emotion really well. Sure, it's kind of like romanticized a little bit. Like, I don't see it that way. But these two work on their trauma together. This is like one of my favorite BL of all time. And I'm kind of protective. Like, the fact that this person rated this like around the same grade as other BL that I fucking hate is like blasphemy. Colorful Melody, Chain of Heart, haven't watched that. Crazy Handsome Rich, haven't watched that. See, Cutie Pie 2 was one of the stupidest sequel ever. Like, listen, it's trashy. It's really like lighthearted. I understand it's for like like for like giggles and stuff. It's not to be taken seriously, and I do enjoy it. I do like watching like Hillian getting jealous at like, what is this guy's name in the movie? His name is Ge. Yeah, I actually like watching Hillian and Ge's dynamic. Although I have a problem with this plot and the fact that, yeah, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not really comfortable with the fact that the actor's age gap is too big. I just don't feel comfortable, especially with the scenes that they have. But that's just me. But I also have a problem with the main plot of the movie, which I'm gonna talk about when we reach that part of the list. Destiny Seeker, I have not watched it. Future, not interested. Hidden Agenda, I don't like Dong and Jun together, y'all. Like, listen, I have a history with Jun because I watched Two Moon series season 2, and I love him with 9. And I'm not the type of BL fan that's like, oh, you have to be with this couple or else I'm not gonna watch it. No, I'm all about my favorite actors, like experimenting with another like actors, couple chemistry, and I'm all about even my favorite BL actor branching out to other genre and other like platforms of acting. But I just don't like Dong and Jun together. I just think that for some reason their character is always very superficial. But maybe that's just me. I watched Sky in My Mind, I think, and oh my god, I watched it for Jun because I was excited that Jun joined GMM. He's been through a lot in his previous agency and Two Moon and stuff. Plus, 9 went to China to become an idol, so he don't really have like a partner anymore. I'm excited he went to GMM, a big company. He got his own big break, and he got like a TV show, whatever. But I just don't like it, and so I personally have a problem with Dong's acting. And Dong's character in general, I just find it superficial. No hard feelings toward Dong himself. I don't know him, but I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not interested. Love in Translation, I have not watched that. Low Frequency, no. Moonlight Chicken, it's the best series. No. Does it deserve an A? Yes and no, because for some reason I don't really like Mix and Earth like couple as much in this series. I ended up always skipping their parts because like Fourth and Gemini ate them straight up. Because a lot, I'm so sorry. I just feel like the dynamic between Fourth and Gemini is so unique, and even the pairing, you don't really see a lot of like disabled people being represented in like romance as a romantic interest, and I find it really endearing that GMM put that in. Plus, Gemini and Fourth has really cute chemistry together as like a sweet, young, innocent little babies trying to like navigate love. I actually discovered them in this drama instead of like my school president, because I wasn't really interested in high school series. Listen, I'm grown. I'm 22. I'm not gonna watch like 2 high school kids in love with each other. Like that is just not my thing anymore. So I watched this and I'm like, oh, they're so cute. And then like a year later, I'm like, okay, let me just watch my school president or whatever. It was cute. But because I feel like I'm too like grown up to be like fully immersing myself into high school romance and stuff. I'm going on a tangent, but again, I'm not sure how I feel about this series. Like, logistically, do I use the word logistic right? But like, technically speaking, I really like the storyline. It has a lot of like community feeling, like community, helping each other. Everybody is like having each other's back and stuff. I really like it. But that's it. There's a lot of mature topic, yes. Sentimental message, yes. Complex dynamic in relationship, yes. My D Gangsta Oppa. I like these two together, but for some reason their series is just... See, listen, hold up. They gave this series a C. I mean, I have not watched it. Oh, I've watched this. See, the reason why I'm mad, they gave this series a C, and they gave Bedfriend a C minus. You see how I'm never gonna live it down? Because this series is just horribly written. It's giving like, the deadline's due tomorrow, but I'm just gonna do it today. There's no thorough deliberation when it comes to the writing of the series at all. It's just nonsensical story. Incoherent train wreck. Yep. Exactly what I thought. Nonsensical story and Naughty Babe is an incoherent train wreck. From the fake memory loss to the convoluted family conflicts, most idiotic plots are too awful to ignore. This series shifts erratically between sinister drama and lighthearted fluff, succeeding in neither. You see, this person gives such horrendous review, like there's not a single negative thing. Okay, I appreciated immersive physical affection from the lead. Okay, whatever. And I gave this a C. It deserves a D. Cutie Pie also deserves a C. This deserves a D. This is a D material stuff. And they rated a C. And they rate my baby a C minus. How is that fair? How is that fair? Whatever, I'm not gonna scroll back up. But like, oh, okay, we have some more tea going on. Only friend. Listen, y'all. This is messy. Like, if you love drama, if you love mess, if you love raunchiness, this drama is for you. Oh, you know, Mio is a fucking whore. As he should. Okay, so let me read this review. With daring approach to physical intimacy, only friends boasts hot physiques, steamy kisses, and sizzling sexual encounters. It features your favorite BL actors who make out with each other in as many combinations as possible. All actors are confident and share a passionate chemistry with their partners. Beyond sex, the series has created iconic characters with distinct personality. Their complex relationship makes every episode eventful. Every single word correct. The reason why it doesn't really get an A is because, okay, spoiler again. The only couple that I really like and love and support and look forward to every episode is Ray and San. If you don't know who Ray and San are, they are Kao Tang and First. They are the best. They have the best dynamic. They have the best chemistry. They have the best storyline. And to be honest, their storyline makes the most sense to me. Like the other two, which is Force Book and Leo and Mark, they're kind of willy-nilly. Like, especially Force Book was going pretty well at first. Okay, this is a spoiler, but like, Force, okay, Book's character, wait, I'm gonna check their names because I can't be fumbling this really bad. See, I don't remember names. Okay, his name is Mew and Top. Yes, Mew and Top. Book's Force character's name is Top. Mew is this, like, bookworm, nerdy guy that has a lot of self-respect and a lot of boundary for himself. He's a virgin, or was a virgin. He don't really have sex with anyone. He don't really date anyone. He's like, I'm going to have a standard. I'm going to have boundary. And if any guy that I approach or approaches me don't respect my boundary or don't meet my standard, I'm not going to give him my pussy. And it was going well at first. He was like, he and Top sort of like, you know, Top was kind of like checking Mew out. And he was like, oh, I'm going to become a man that's worthy of Mew. And that went well at first, but then episode something, Mew discovered that Top and Boston, which is this guy, Mew, was literally having sex in a car, while Top claims that he is committed to Mew. They're not really a thing yet, I think, but they sworn, I think in my opinion, they sworn exclusivity, but Top was fucking around with Mew in a car, and when Mew found that out, he obviously was mad, right? He was, as he should. He broke up with Top. Top went his merry way, but they were both heartbroken because they were like committed to each other. But like, Top was tripping one time. He had sex in a car, unbeknownst to Mew. Whatever. But then I was like, yes, Mew, power to you. You have your own boundary. But then he tripped. He was tripping. He ended up letting Top have the upper hand in the relationship. You know, like Mew had this phase of like good girl gone bad, where he like around with Ray, going to parties, getting drunk, smoke and stuff, because, you know, heartbreak makes you do bad things, whatever. That's kind of cringe. I find that scene's kind of cringy, but, you know, I digress. Okay, but then Top felt bad for what he did, and he wanted to get Mew's back, right? So he's been pleading, and he's been begging, he's been following Mew's around, trying to get back together, and it's just tomfoolery after tomfoolery. At one point, Top was like, I'm tired of this shit. You are just ruining yourself. You're just drowning yourself. Alcohol, you're going to party. And then Top was like, you're not the Mew that I know anymore. Okay? Like, I forgot the detail, but at one point, Top got the upper hand, and Mew sort of like, what am I doing? And I'm just like, Mew, get your head straight. You're not supposed to let Top control you. You're not supposed to let Top win this game. You have your own boundary. You have said it. You have literally made it clear in the first episode, and now you're tripping, and now you're like crumbling apart, and you're now like around with drugs. No, not drugs. You're fucking around with like alcohol. Well, alcohol is a drug. You know, just because a guy broke your heart, you're better than that. Okay, just go back to being a book reading nerd. Just because a fuckboy broke your heart don't mean nothing to you. I want him to be like that, but he was like, oh, I'm gonna be a bad girl, and it sort of like cheapens the storyline a little bit, in my opinion. And that's okay. That's my opinion. Okay, so now we are going to the next drama. Now we're going to Our Sky. I watched this. I only watch, I think, Never Let Me Go, Bed Friend, and 1,000 Stars. And I really like how GMM sort of connect Bed Buddy and like Tales of a Thousand Stars together. Our Winter Passenger, no. Senior Love Me, no. The thing is, y'all, if I don't think the cast is cute, I'm just not gonna watch it. I'm sorry. Wedding Plan. I watched it, but I didn't watch the end of it. I think I like the story, but I wasn't feeling the two actors' chemistry together for some reason. Like, I like them individually, but together, not so much. So I sort of like drop after a few episodes. Again, I kind of want to watch this, but it's high school. I don't really want to watch high school. I don't watch this. Okay, Alumni, one of the worst case of wasting an artist's potential that I've ever seen in a long time. Alumni is a lighthearted BL series of two university friends and their campus romance, also known as the official prequel to Tonhon Chonletti. Alumni contains similar bubbly charm as the original. I'm entertained by the stupidly amusing jokes, annoying, endearing characters. Listen, the joke is amusing. The characters are endearing for sure. It's not spicy in my opinion. These two are kind of awkward when it comes to the bed scene. Like, they're just not as touchy and like committed as I would like them to be. There's still some awkwardness, and I kind of feel it in the screen. From like I kind of felt it from the screen when I'm watching, but I don't really mind that because I know that not everyone is like down to like that type of scenes. But I just don't like their acting. I feel like they're not doing their best, and I know they're new, and I love their visual. Like, these two look really good together, and the storyline is sort of like, it starts out really cute, but then it sort of develops to nothing. Like, I know people are gonna be like, oh, you know, some people don't have a plot, they're just like cute storyline over cute storyline, and they're just cute together. Like, yeah, great, they're cute together, but like, I finished watching it, I'm scratching my head, like, what am I watching? What is the value of this drama? There's nothing. It's just them sometimes getting jealous, sometimes resolving their jealousy and misunderstanding, then going to school, they flirt in school, come back home, kiss, date. I'm just like, okay. And like, there's some BL that did that, but it kind of did it well, and so every episode is interesting. This is just two very handsome looking guy getting down, and I just don't find any value in the drama.
For me, that's my opinion!
I'm not interested in this one. Listen, any mafia-related BL, if y'all are not going to make it as elaborate as King Posh, don't bother. Don't bother. Like, King Posh has its own flaw in terms of, like, rushed storyline, but the execution is great, the camera is great, acting is great, character is great, Mafia is down, fighting scene, they got it down. I can't say about others, I can't say that. I can't say that to, like, Big Dragons or, like, Unforgotten Nights. I can't say that to them. You know, some people are just not King Posh, and y'all just have to live with the fact that y'all are not King Posh. Honestly, I'm not interested in this one. I'm not the biggest Earth Mix fan. Like, I like them in Tale of a Thousand Star. That's it. I'm not crazy about them. I think they're cute together. I really love their acting in Our Sky too. Like the part where Earth, like, a character was posing to Mix's character Tien. But that's about it. Cupid's Last Wish. I'm not really much of a friends to lover type of people, like, especially childhood friends to lover. See? They gave Cutie Pie a B. What the fuck is this? Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a rundown. These two, the parents of these two are family friends. And when these two were born, I think, his name is Lien, but I don't know what Lien. I call him Lien. Ge and Lien. You know, I'm gonna call it Lien, I don't give a shit. Okay, Lien is 7 years older than Ge in the drama. Okay, in the series, he was a fucking 7-year-old child. And then when Ge was born, his family sort of like went to visit Ge's home. And Ge's grandfathers are gay. Like, he has 2 grandfathers, right? And so I don't think they mind the gay stuff. But like, they paired Ge and Lien together right after he was born. They're like, his parents was like, Lien, come here, look at this baby fetus right here. That is your fiance. Take care of him. I'm like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. What do you mean this 7-year-old boy, who is grown compared to this baby, looking at the baby, and he's supposed to look at it with romantic interest? Okay, so this is editing me speaking, but I just realized that it's actually not after he was born, but it was after like a few years when they hang out and suddenly they were engaged as shown in the clip. So yeah, I corrected myself, but it's still weird to me that they're still a little kid, you know? How do you know? The family is out of their mind. I don't like if they're both babies, sure. A 7-year-old boy is supposed to look at a fetus and be like, oh, that's my fiance, I have to love him. And first of all, what if he's not gay? Alright, what if he's not gay? Well, the same can be said with straight couple. Like, what if he's not straight? If you pair two families' child together, what if they're not straight? Sure. But in this story, how do you know Liam is not straight? Just because the grandfather's gay, don't mean the grandchildren has to be gay. Okay, that is really weird in itself. And the fact that Gu was having significant age gap with Lian. You know when you're like, for example, Lian is turning 19. Gu is 12. Can you believe the fucking age gap? Lian in university, and Gu is 12, and they're supposed to be fiancés. Gu is always following Lian around. Lian is, by that time, a grown-ass man, is supposed to look at him with romantic interest. Call the cops right now. Okay, that was what I was thinking. I was watching this drama. It was so ridiculous, but of course, this person says, I don't endorse harmful tropes perpetuated by romance. I enjoy this drama superficially. Right, this drama is really cute. Like, there's a moment that makes my heart flutters. But like, this person even says they enjoyed it superficially. And they rated it a B. And I enjoyed Best Friend on a deeper level. And I'm not gonna let him live it down. I don't give a shit. And it's also very abusive. This Lian guy is always abusing his power when it comes to Gu. He's sort of like stalking. He is using his status as like, you know, the one who wears the pants, right? He always uses status to like force his Gu to move in with him. I just don't like that. I just don't like that power dynamic, that the difference in power dynamic that they both have. There is indeed rewatch value when it comes to Cutie Pie. I do agree with that, but that's it. There's just like, the deeper you look into this drama, the more disgusted you get. But if you watch it superficially, you will enjoy it. In Shantae, I don't really like these two that much to watch that. Even San, I like Bon and Prem so much, but I heard it was such a bad one, and it's to be expected because these two did so well in Between Us. The company is just capitalizing off of everything with no thorough deliberation of the quality whatsoever, and it results in stickiness. I Will Knock You. This is also one of those series where I get really uncomfortable with like the age gap between two actors. This guy was like 18. This guy. And this guy is like 30 or something. He's like almost 30. And usually like with Gu and Lian's actor, they're like 20 and 30. This guy is straight in high school. It's a bit weird to me. Like, nope. Y'all might think that I'm uptight when it comes to this stuff, but I just don't like it. I don't like the age gap stuff, especially when it comes to high school kid. I don't like high school kid meddling with adult. No, it's actually the opposite. I don't like adult meddling with high school kids. Stay in your lane. Love Mechanic. I watched an episode of it, but I don't really like the cheating aspect of it. Like this guy is cheating on his girlfriend. The whole time before he figured out who he was and stuff. I don't like that. You just keep using female characters as like a stool to get together. I don't like that. Love Stage, I watched the Japanese one, whatever. I don't care for it. My keychain. This again, cute but high school. My school president is really adorable. I love it. Will I rewatch it? Not really. But I really like the innocence of it, and I think people really need that. There's just so much shit in the world. You need cute, innocent, high school boys falling in love, and the fact that I forgot their names again, holy shit. The fact that Tin was like having a crush on Gun since first year of high school, and you know, he's still keeping it cool. He's trying to save the music club by becoming a president, and he's helping behind the scenes, and he didn't really reveal until later on. I find it really wholesome and adorable. A secret love. No. Never Let Me Go. To me, is Pon the best actor? No. Is Poo-win the best actor? No. But I really like their dynamic. I really like them being a pair together, and I really like this whole, like, it's a bit dramatic for high school kids, but this is dramatic. You know, Poo-win's character, I think his name was Nung Diu, and this guy's name is I'm sorry. This guy's names is Nungdeo and Palm. Bam. Okay, so Palm is like a bodyguard to Nungdeo. They're both high school kids. They went through stuff together, you know. Nungdeo's parents rich. You know what I'm talking about if you watch the series, right? I really like the fact that when they run away to an island, it became them taking care of each other instead of like Bam always looking after Nungdeo because it's his job as a bodyguard. Because when they sort of like elope to an island to escape murder, to escape death, they only have each other and they take care of each other. Their love sort of grew even bigger in that island. Everything happened there. It's just so adorable. I really like it. I really like that. And there's nothing more that I can say besides I love it. Nungdeo is a very self-centered protagonist, but he has to be that way because his father was sort of assassinated in the middle of nowhere, and so he has to trust nobody. You can't really blame him. And the school are being really nasty towards him. No. The stylish visual enriched this epic love story about two teens overcoming odds. The only gripes I have is that all this is too grown for a high school kid to go through. You know, when you see My School President and you compare it to this one, you're like, whoa, y'all be going through some shit in high school. Listen, this one is a sequel or like a spin-off to Sky in My Mind. You know the one with Dang and Jung, the one that I criticized earlier in this video. I feel like this is a better series. They're both sort of horribly written, but I feel like Meg and this guy's name is Meg and Mark has better chemistry, and it just feels wholesome, you know. When I was watching, I'm like, oh my god, it's really cute. I actually really dig this one way more than Sky in My Mind. This just makes more sense to me. So yeah, I like this. I hope this one gets more recognition. And Mark, this guy Mark, I wish he has more like main role because GMM kind of does nothing with him. GMM put him in Sky in My Heart, but then Meg sort of like ends his contract and he went the other way. I don't think Mark has any partner right now. I don't even think GMM is putting him in anything. Star in My Mind. Oh yeah, what is Sky in My Heart, Star in My Mind? It's bad. Yes, this person agreed. C- for this one and a B. Yep. At least we got it. Okay, Star in My Mind still goes off the rail and turns into an incoherent mess. Yes, just like their next one, The Hidden Agenda or something. The lousy writing and cliche romantic trope and agonizing relationship melodrama weighed down the narrative. What should have been an easygoing love story is strangely exhausting to watch. I know that's right. I really haven't watched The Eclipse yet. I know it's good, but the thing with GMM is that they always bite more than they can chew. They always want to have this epic and elaborated like plot with like fantasies and action, but the execution is just not there. And I know that because I watched Not Me, and I'm gonna review Not Me when I'm reaching that part of the list. But I have a feeling The Eclipse is similar because it's like it's sort of like a mystery drama that they have to uncover. The boys in the school have to uncover, and it's a little bit too dramatic, you know. But I wanted to watch it because again, First and Countdown is so good together. But I just don't like high school theme stuff. Again, I feel like some of the themes that they set in high school is just too heavy for these little boys to handle. Like, you know, in high school you have to do homework, right? You just have to go to school, do your homework, get in class on time. You don't have to do all the mystery shit. And this is why My School President kind of worked for me. The Promise, Tuxedo, The Warp Effect. I watched that. The World Ends. For Tree Egg, I think this is one of those things where they bite more than they can chew. And the company that produces Tree Egg, I don't think they're like a really big company or anything, if I remember correctly. And so I feel like they sort of had a leap of faith, too much of a leap of faith, that they make a fantasy drama of something. And I don't think they have the budget to elaborately execute the drama as well as it should be, because I feel like there's a lot of aspect that's lacking. I think his name is T and Tay, right? I love T and Tay together, no doubt. They're so cute in Two Moon. I love him in this one. But I just feel like the whole like time traveling loop and this guy being the emergency doctor, the CPR was horrible. CPR, I'm not even a doctor or like a med student, but CPR, if you do this, nobody's gonna be alive because...
Oh, no.
Right? So, again, I'm not really like buying suspense. I'm just watching it for TNT. But you guys can have a different opinion from me. I really respect it. I might come off as like condescending or like judgmental or like extremely critical, but I'm critical because I care about the BL industry. I see the potential and where it could go, and I'm just condemning the production company and the writers for ruining the potential. And to me, it's more of a B-. Like, I give the storyline and everything else except for the production execution a B. But yeah, it's cute. They really get handsy with each other, which I really like. They're not afraid to touch. Unforgotten Night, I told y'all about this one. You're not King Bosch. Scrap it. Vice versa. I might sound like an asshole, but the reason why I don't watch this is because I'm not really a big fan of this guy. I don't even know his name, but he played as Y in Bad Buddy. He was Nanun's friends in Bad Buddy. I'm not a big fan of his acting. I just don't think he can act that well. I'm not sure if he improves in this one, but I did not like it in Bad Buddy. So, I'm being petty, I'm being superficial. I'm not interested. So, I guess this is like the end of like the 2022 list. I feel like if I go even further, it's gonna take even more time. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, this is it. Thank you guys for coming. This is like my first video in a long time. This is really long, and I'm not really sure if I'm entertaining enough to warrant this 50-something minutes. I'm not sure how many minutes it's gonna be, but it's long. I know it's long, right? I'm gonna try to put something that's like entertaining. Hopefully I can edit this down. I think I'm gonna make this type of video more but not just BL. I'm gonna react to a lot of lists. But if you want more, suggest me a video of like anything BL related. I might try. I'm not gonna show my face though. Just so you know, English is not my first language, as you can tell by my accent. Eloquence in speech is not my forte too. I'ma just say whatever I want to say on top of my brain. It's just there. I can't speak eloquently. I'm not just gonna like type out a script and just recite every single word in the script. I just don't like it. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you come to this part of the video, I would like to say thank you for putting up with my disposition for this long, because I'm kind of condescending. But I hope you know that every criticism I gave is coming from a place of wanting the best for Thai BL industry, or even the BL series in general, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna end this video right here, and thank you guys for watching.